now beaming into NerdFT Radio.
This is NerdFT Radio, where nerds full-time explorers of the metaverse, surfers of the blockchain, and not in our mom's basement. I'm your host, RSG, aka the anti-shitcoiner, and I'm here with Crypto Crier, aka the Sybil Maxi. Yep. Am I saying it right?
Sure. Perfect.
God
Nailed
damn,
it.
Bro. Nailed it. Golly. I'm nailing the names while you're nailing the shitcoins. That's all I gotta say. So, Crier, how's it going? How are you?
Pretty awesome, my friend. Doing great.
He was doing your thing, shit coining while other people are negative. We'll talk about that later.
Of course.
And here we are. But
the duality of man here.
Yeah, literally. So anyways, besides that, let's get into some topics today that we have going on in this space. We have a project that a lot of people love. Don't know why. Maybe their founder. I'll give him props to the founder. Good marketing guy, the whole nine. That we'll talk about how they're just not doing well right now. Number two, we're going to talk about what big company in the world of the world has come into Web3
again. The world
of the world.
We're back.
And number three, I got a fat rant I want to go off of at the end of this podcast. And then hopefully we have some nerd stuff at the end as well. But let's start out with the first one. Degods is literally the only thing people are talking about right now. Outside of a few things really two things we're talking about. But Degods is out. The brand new aspect of what is it called? Season 3 now? Is that it?
Season 3 of Degods, yes.
So, from my understanding, refresh artwork, y00ts are going to Ethereum, and Frank is sending all the money back that Polygon gave him to come over to Polygon. And people are very upset. Machi owns 300 Degods, and the floor's at 4 to 5 ETH from 9 to 10.
Yeah, not too shabby. I mean, it just shows you that any product you deliver in an NFT space in this market, the current vibes.
The announcement has to be big. The announcement has to be big.
Well, it just has to have substance.
When's the last?
Yeah, it has to have new artwork, and it's not.
Maybe 2 years ago that would have worked.
But now they did a refresh artwork for season 3. You had to pay 300 dust to upgrade the artwork. It's not that bad. It's $300. All of the collected money is going towards a
wait. You're telling me that if I want to refresh my NFT, I have to pay?
Yeah. Crazy.
Keep going. I'll take it. Keep going.
It's tokens you earn from holding the Degods. It's like, buying. They get the token.
Still $300, but yeah, keep going.
But whatever. It's just I don't think that's a big deal for the ecosystem. The other thing was you get a new points collection system where you per your ownership and how many points you collected from staking essentially your Degod, you could use it to get prizes. So
okay.
Those are the two announcements, the big ones. The art refresh where he said that you had to use less energy to look at the picture because it's only a 5-color palette. That was pretty insane to me, but whatever. Anyways, free fall of the price. I mean, it just shows that anything that's not delivering some substantiate, something that actually has value or drive, and it's still only an NFT, is not holding up well with the communities. People who have large holdings pretty much nuked the entire price. We had some people that were holding hundreds of them and just dumped them. So same thing with the dust token price. I think it was $260, $270. It's $1.30, $1.40 at the low. So overall, it's just the companies that are surviving and doing well here are stuff that hasn't really said they're dropping anything. I feel like that's the only thing that's survived, and that was probably the last one to hold out to have a drop, right? We had Azuki, didn't really have anything of substance, and then they did something, now it's down terribly.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
same thing with here. And I just
listen,
think
at
it's
the
more
end,
of just the mindset of people currently, right? We're in a bear market, the depths of the bear market. There's always
I got a big rant for us at the end of this episode. So yeah, I listen. At the end of the day, for me personally, on the DGod side, listen, Frank, he's a marketing genius. I'll give him that. He knows how to pump up stuff. He is a good voice. When I talk
yeah.
about, for me
I think
personally,
he's
like
just a pretty genuine
obviously,
guy. I think I
not
overall
even
think
that.
he's
No, I don't. No. Here's my take, and you can say that, but here's my take. So how I look at like Cool Cats is that the one thing that it's missing, they have the artwork. I think they have the team behind the scenes. I know they have the team behind the scenes. The one thing that they're missing is a voice. When I think
yeah,
of
for sure.
Marvel, you have the artist, and then you have the person as the voice, which was Stan Lee, the actual writers that
Director,
had the
artwork,
director, artist, whatever, not director, screenwriter, etc., that can actually put the storyline
the
behind it,
face
the
of
back.
the product,
Exactly.
essentially.
So it actually, like, you can visualize it, you can picture it, and people want to follow it and are interested in. And I feel like, for me personally, on the Cool Cat side, that is what's missing. Now, for a lot of these other projects as well, that is what's missing as well. The thing with Frank is that he's very
He's
good
got
at
that part
marketing.
down.
No, he doesn't even have that part down. He has a very good way of just marketing and making things seem incredible at all times. This is another person that does that is Luca at Pudgy Penguin. But the thing with Luca is he's actually like delivering shit and doing stuff that I haven't seen anyone else do. So now on the Frank side is that he's yelling and yell. It's kind of like the kid that yells wolf, right? He just yells, and then finally, you know what? All right, we'll listen to it. And then they see what it is, and they're like, "That's it. What else
Yeah, but
is
that's
there
been like
to it?"
every NFT
Like,
project besides like
exactly.
3.
You see Gutter, you see all these things, but again, you see other projects building and doing things, and just people aren't impressed right now. And like you were saying before, with things down, the economy semi down. I mean, listen, if you look at my stock portfolio, I'm doing pretty good right now. You look at
This
your
guy got
shitcoin,
has.
you're doing pretty good right now. I mean, things are going well, but obviously things aren't as peachy as before. But people's just mentality are just down, and every announcement, I don't remember the last announcement by any NFT project that's been, even if it's good, like the price just goes down. Everything's down. Everyone's expectations are so high, and it's unfortunately because the first 2 years of all these projects, we were hyping up a game, we were hyping up a token, we were hyping up a second project, we were hyping up these parties, we were hyping up all these things. And those said founders and leaders for the last 2 years, they're trying the same thing in the bear market, and like, no, you can't. Like, that's not how it works right now. And if you're doing the same thing as you were 2 years ago, you shouldn't, like, how are you surprised that things are not going well? And I have
For
actually a
sure.
deleted tweet from Frank that someone caught right before he deleted it. Hold up, I gotta read this. Where is this one?
It was just like it was a Florida and get the fuck out tweet.
Pretty much. He's like, sorry for messing up the announcements on the 9th. People need to lower their expectations from us. Here's my little footnote on that. He was the one that set those expectations. We try our best, and if we fail, then that's what happens. We will fix it every time, though. Finally, if holding a DGod stresses you out, then I don't think you should. As in, floor it and get the fuck out. And that's what a lot of people have done. And now it is
I mean, yeah,
cratered to 4 or 5 ETH. And now you got big boy Machi with over 300 DGods. And you know how well that man loves to tank stuff. So I still think that can even
yeah.
go lower. And on
The
top
dude
of that,
is a mess.
oh, he's a mess.
He's
But on
down
top of that, I also
so much
want
ETH.
to help Frank here with all the people complaining about y00ts going over to ETH were the same people complaining when
They went to
y00ts
Polygon.
went to Polygon instead of ETH, and they were like, go to ETH, go to ETH. Those same people are now complaining the same exact thing, even though they were asking for that months ago. So it's just crazy.
People like to
Everyone,
complain. That's what
no
gets
one,
engagement. So
that's
that's what.
literally it. That's the only thing that goes on
It's either
X right
ultra
now.
bullish or ultra negative. Those are the only thing that actually does well. So if you're ever median of the line. It's
Exactly.
nothing.
And the other thing that I'm gonna go semi into my rant. A lot of people that came into the NFT space, even myself, were never in crypto. They never saw financial wealth or success so fast and got taken away from them so fast as well.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of like scars people or like taints
Yeah,
the
but this
whole
is the
space
this is
of
the
it.
point of whether people make it through here or don't. I mean,
Exactly.
if
So
you have
for an
patience, you will win in the markets.
individual like yourself that's been through ups and downs on the crypto side, or even myself, I'm semi with like stocks, like you just hold on to it. Like you're investing money and you just put it in. And what I love about NFTs, it's literally like investing like the shit that I have around me. And it's like collectibles. So if those collectibles or those companies do well, the value of that asset will go up as well. And the really cool thing about NFTs is that even if the company doesn't do so well, if you do well and you brand it and you do things with it and you do more with it, like you literally can like build something very unique and different than no one's ever seen before. That's the really cool thing I personally believe. Listen, Cool Cats can go to zero, but I'm still going to be using this PFP, doing all my stuff with it and having a great time. It's not going to like that's not going to stop me from like doing all the great things that I want to do. Now, do other people see that as a good thing? Probably not, but I I personally do. But just gives more control to the person buying the asset, I personally believe. Where if you
100%. I
buy
mean, there's
this,
no
if you buy
question.
the stock, like you just buy the stock. If you buy the coin, you just buy the coin. With an NFT, you're gaining that access, that ownership of that said asset, and it's going to allow you to do a lot more things. But do people want to put in the work, the time, the effort into that more?
Well, I mean, it's just like
Not
starting your own
really.
business. Like, I mean, you
Yeah,
have
and
to market
not
it
a
and
lot of
do all
people
the
want
stuff.
to do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the idea here is, we've seen what's going on with NFTs. Everything's super down bad, but again, that's the market being the market, right? It's the patience that prevails on things like this. If your company that you're invested in is still producing stuff that you enjoy and like, even though the price is down tremendously, other people will probably like it next time when these things do well. So,
Exactly.
I
I mean,
that's
listen,
that's the thought process.
other
But there's a lot that
companies,
aren't producing anything though. So that's you
oh
you
yeah,
have to be very cautious and
mindful,
make sure you do your
and they're
research on why
learning.
which ones are doing well, right?
And for those founders that are still building, you look at these said projects that aren't doing well and they're doing the wrong things and also the right things and mimicking it, making it better, being innovative, the whole nine. And for the individuals just sitting there bag holding instead of complaining, either go touch some grass or like do something about it. That's all I got to say. I'm sick and tired of the negativity. And typically I'm the negative one. All right. Actually,
For
no,
sure.
I'm not that
I mean,
negative.
and
I'm
just
a
you
little
have to
positive.
just look more out of the circle that you're in, right? Like there's
Oh,
still a ton of
absolutely.
NFT projects
Good
that are
Lord.
doing extremely well and have very viable products that are live, right? Look at we interviewed Parallel last week. Their game is incredible. Like I've played a ton of games since I got the beta. There's a lot of potential there, and the cards that you produce from the actual NFT are able to be sold for the in-game currency, right? So I think there's a lot of potential here to have this collectible reach a lot of people, right? There's a lot of different ways to do it, but NFTs at the heart of it is definitely it's the same. I mean, it's an IP play there too. Like you own the card, you can create
Absolutely.
copies of the card to sell to the people. That's a great model, right? And then it changes them, like how he said in our interview last week. If you missed it, check it out. But literally, he's talking about how now he has a whole different model so that their games aren't like cash grabby. Like they have to stay in business, but they're able to have a full free to play model without having to be like buy a couple of these things. You can still
Yep.
enjoy the entire game, right? So that's something where, like, especially on the digital trading card game, there's a lot of potential here in that market, right? I think it's going to be a big
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people like started realizing that when it was Fortnite. It had to be. It had to be
Yeah.
Fortnite. For us, it was probably like the RuneScape, the WoW, the Diablo, etc. But for like the majority of people now, it was like the Fortnite realm of things where like Microsoft or PlayStation, Sony, Epic, etc. Like they realized, oh shit, like I can make a game that's not worth $60 to $120. I can make it completely free and generate more money than I've ever generated, ever made. Right. So now on the NFT side, very big similarities on that. But now let's talk about some good stuff, because good things have been happening. And shout out to Camel, by the way. He's been a longtime NRN member, supporter, and friend of the podcast, of NRN as a whole. And like I said, a very good friend. And he has officially showcased, or the company that he works for has officially said who they are. So we have Zynga coming into the space. So that means all the jokes that I always say about Farmville coming into the space is true. Is what I'm trying to.
Day has arrived where RSG is.
Go. I've been saying
completed
this
after 200, 150 episodes, saying it 6 times an episode.
It has happened. I'm kidding. But what's going on is Zynga has officially joined the Web3 space. Shout out to Camel. He is a part of the team creating this project coming out. If I'm not mistaken, it's a Sugar Town, and it's going to be, I mean, from the looks of it, semi-similar to there's going to be like animals and stuff like Farmville. But on my end, I personally don't know too much about it, what's going on, but it just showcases that the major players,
people are looking this way.
Are looking this way. And even not major, like, again, we just experienced the last 2 years, like this mini bowl or this big bowl. We have yet to see the major players. I believe we've maybe seen a few, but I truly believe there's other major players that are going to come in, or other major players that are going to be born from the blockchain, from the NFT space, from the PFP NFT space that haven't, I've yet to come. So again, here's another company, a Web2 company, very famously known for incredible games coming into the space. And what's the one thing that Crier and RSG always fucking complain about? Web3 games suck. And when companies like Zynga come in, when companies like Microsoft come in, Activision, Sony, 2Take, etc. By the way, you know who owns Zynga, Crier? 2Take. So that means Camel knows when GTA 6 is going to come out, and I can't get it out of him, and it pisses me off. But besides the point, Crier, what are your thoughts on Sugar Town and what Zynga has to offer to the blockchain?
I mean, there hasn't been a there's a couple of trailers that have been released. I think they look very interesting. I definitely think that we'll see how it goes, right? Because it's a down NFT market. It's a new mint. Every new mint that we've seen in the past little bit that had a pretty hefty price tag. We don't know the price of these yet, so we'll find out those later. But essentially, we have a big player coming in, successful gaming, and they're linking it with a NFT collection. We've seen a couple other ones. We saw, like Wildcard also do this with a founder's card. And I would say he's a pretty big name. I mean, he created Words with Friends, which is a massive app game. So I could put him on the similar level, right? I mean, those are both massively big players in the space. And our chat with Paul, he was talking about how he was always early to all these things, and everyone called him crazy, right? We had him talking about how he's going from a strategy game to a pretty much like a Scrabble knockoff. And all of his game developer buddies were like, "What on earth are you doing, man?" It makes one of the most wildly successful games, and now he's doing the same thing with NFTs, right? He sees the value.
Absolutely.
There is a lot of potential for those routes in this ecosystem, and I just think this is going to just be the beginning. I don't know a lot of specifics on the whole project. We'll find them out as we get more info coming up for it, but definitely worth watching, right? I mean, this is definitely something where this could be quite a big potential, especially if you get a lot of benefits on the pass, right? So
no, I definitely agree. And I know that I've already spoken with Camel. In the coming weeks, he will be on the podcast to talk about the game as well. So Sweet. You can already lock that in. Camel's actually, that would be a recurring guest for NRN as a whole. If I'm not mistaken, he
for sure
interviewed with you guys over at the
or on Nerd, non-fungible podcast, NRP. But NRP. Yeah, he's a great dude. He was worked previously with Sappy Seals. Moved in with this one for a marketing position. I think this is going to be a good move overall. I think there's going to be a lot of good information. He was always a great guest, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. And a little bit
I'm
behind the
excited for him.
scenes, not behind the scenes, but a little bit of Sugartown and what's going to pretty much revolve around it is the storyline of it is going to be 3 farm animals who accidentally open a wormhole into Sugartown from another dimension, allowing particular beings called orcas, isn't that just like a whale, to enter the city. These no auras, sorry, I didn't see the C wasn't in there. The auras, these auras use their creativity to transform Sugartown into a vibrant place filled with fun and games. In the game, players use an ERC 721 aura token as proof of ownership to gain access to Sugartown. By staking them, players will earn energy, which will then be used to play Sugartown games and earn sugar in the in-game currency used to unlock exciting rewards. So again, it does kind of
So they
like
probably have it the same way where you can either now earn it with a pass that will probably go up in value over time.
Yep.
Or you can pay, for the in-game currency. That's
exactly.
Players
Players will have the opportunity to mint their auras, their own auras later this year. Owning an aura will be a requirement to access free-to-play mini games. Wouldn't that not be free to play if you had to mint it and pay money for it? Hold up. As a Web3 game, if it's token gated, Sugartown will continuously evolve over time, catering to Zynga's community of holders and players. Again, it should be interesting, very similar to, from the outside at least, semi to Farmville. Obviously, Farmville, you're just on a farm. They're using farm animals at least, but it should be interesting to see what's going to go down. It would be really cool to see if there's multiple mini games in one. A lot of games that we all play, it's only just one mini game and that's it. I know that Gamey, which we've had on the podcast before, when you go into their app, there's multiple games all over the place that you can play versus others. And I thought that was phenomenal. So if maybe Sugartown does this and there's multiple games, hopefully there's player versus player.
Turn like a game pass for like fun games.
Exactly. For fun games, you're able to get rewards, you're able to level up, you're able to grow something. At the end of the day, all these famous games that we all think of, like tradable, exactly. If we look back into all these mobile games, let's go with mobile right now. The Candy Crush, the Flappy Bird, the Temple Run, etc. What's the one thing that they all have in common? You could add new things to your character, maybe not Candy Crush, but on the others, you can add things to your characters. People want wearables, people want bling, people want variants of things. Look at Marvel Snap. What's the point of having a variant of Storm or Wolverine? There's zero except you want it.
For sure.
On the same side,
it's actually a great. I got a great little point here for this too.
Do it.
So the value accrued of something is on your time, right? So I've been playing the heavy metal game. It's been terrible, right?
Yikes.
Like I haven't liked it, but I bought them for like 0.6, and with the energy I have, the cheapest one that sells is like 1.5. So the value accrue on the time of just like spending time doing this, crewing it's definitely maintaining because people find the value of skipping all that, right? So same thing here. If there's a game pass where you can skip all this grinding level stuff or whatever that gets you next access, it's going to have a premium.
This is for all you nerds that are still in Web 2 and you're still looking into Web 3. Imagine playing a game, and at one point you don't want to play the game anymore. Instead of selling it back to GameStop for pennies on the dollar, instead of putting it on a shelf that doesn't do anything, or even the assets in said game, you can still keep it on the shelf like your boy RSG. He likes displaying his cases over here. I do it all the time. But imagine those assets within the game, the Zeldas of the world, the Diablos of the world, Warzone, Fortnite, Fall Guys, etc. You're able to then sell it and go to the next game, and you're going to be able to monetize that time. And what's the number one most valuable thing other than health in this world is time. Your time is very valuable, and if you can semi or very much monetize that time in video games, feel like a lot of these gamers should start looking on this side. Look at what's happening with CSGO.
sure.
Look at what's happening with Dr. Disrespect's game,
Yep.
etc. It's happening. Just hopefully
dropout was it?
yeah,
called?
hopefully
Drop.
hopefully the little light bulb in their head will flicker or go on. But I already kind of went into my rant, Crier. It's very upsetting seeing a lot of people just down, negative. I get it. We're in a bear market. We're not doing so
That's
hot.
what happens when you lose 90% of your value on something.
95, 90, exactly. So people are just like looking left and looking right and looking at their lives, how it was before NFTs. And it's unfortunate because NFTs probably helped you get to the point in your life that you are right now based on the success or maybe even the failure. So it's just crazy. And I believe that a lot of people just don't have, like we talked about before, you and I, like just the patience behind it. I know I'm fairly young on the sense of like doing that. A lot of people my age or even younger, they're like, they just don't have the attention span to do it or the patience to do it. But I've always been a firm believer of just, you buy things you love, you hang out with the people you like. Hopefully you're not the smartest person in the room and there's someone else smarter. That's why I do this podcast with Crier. And there's a lot of incredible things that can still happen on the sense of IP, branding, community, and even wealth. And just a lot of people have just lost that. And it's unfortunate. And it's because of all the lies or expectations that all these founders and these Web3 influencers had for the last 2 years. And a lot of people are just forgetting, like, you got to do the research. You need to know that you're not over investing. You need to understand what you're doing. And if you can hone in on those while still having a great life and doing your thing. I mean, I don't know, man. It's silly, all these people selling some of these PFPs, because I really do think like some of these we still haven't seen what's to come. And listen, if Little Lemons can be fucking bought out by someone, your gutter, your doodles, your cats, your crypto moris, your aliens, your whatever have an opportunity. They have a chance at something. So
little
God
light at the end of the bear tunnel here.
There's a little bit, man. It's coming. Unless we just like all like disintegrate from the sun. I think we're gonna be fine.
Right.
I think we're gonna be good.
Let's hope so, buddy.
Oh man, shit. Or I'm just a person that likes to be Listen, I'll
like
go
punishment.
I'll be on the good side, on the positive side. Like I'm here for it. I'll be that light. I'll be the light when it's all dark. I can, instead of a villain arc, I can do a hero arc. I guess everyone thought I was the villain before. Listen, I'm coming back, baby. It's like when Dr. Doom became Invincible Iron Man. That is me. I'm coming back and I'm going to help the cause. Crier.
Yo.
On the nerd side, I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't got anything in there. Play Dark and Darker. This game is fucking awesome. $35.
What the hell is that?
So it is a dungeon diver. So you essentially are like RPG.
Okay.
But you have to collect stuff in a dungeon. If you die, you don't get to keep any of it. So you have to extract with all of the items that you collected. And it's 18 people.
Oh Jesus.
And it's kind of like a battle royale on that side, but it's all really polished classes, like RPG classes. So they did a really good job, but there's only about 6 ways to exit and there's 18 people. So you have to be one of the 6 to get out.
Sheesh. All right. Well, we got to definitely.
That's fun. I got Psych to download it. We're going to get him to play with us.
Okay. I know Psych. I actually spoke to him a little while ago, or yesterday, in the Dead Fellas Discord. He was making fun of you on Twitter, so Psych hasn't changed whatsoever. So, excuse me, X. But other than that, again, on my side, listen, man, the things that are coming up in the short time coming, on the 23rd, we still have Ahsoka. On the 31st, we have One Piece. I know you and I will be traveling starting tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, over to Chicago for Doodles and Camp store that's going to be opening up for all the OG holders, where they're going to have a big event, some drinks, some food, some fun. Shout out to the Doodles for providing this for their holders. Let's see how much money we spend on merchandise. Hopefully not as much as before. But I only have a backpack going over.
I'm bringing
there,
the kids this time, so I feel like I'm gonna get hit big time.
Oh yeah, the kids are gonna be like, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want this, and it should be interesting. But again, we will be in Chicago. Hopefully, when we come back, if I'm not mistaken, how long are you there for, Crier? Until when?
I'm there Thursday morning through Sunday. So
okay, so we'll probably do an episode. The next episode we'll probably be like mid
Wednesday.
Next week, Wednesday,
yep.
And we'll talk about how it went over with the doodles. Maybe another massive player in the space comes in. Maybe another project decides to do an art refresh. Downgrade. I know it looks like the Dead Fellas are, and it looks like also Cool Cats are as well. It looks like Blue.
Oh wait, Cool Cats is copying somebody again.
Well, that was actually before Degods and before Dead Fellas, so I don't want to hear it.
Okay, all right, good.
They got it first, and the only thing that changed was
this is season 3 of Degods, so it's not first. It's the third time they've done a refresh.
They've done a refresh, but because their art was all right. Can I just talk about Degods for a second? What the fuck? There's no way that you look at a Degod and you're like, I want that. There's absolutely. I get y00ts. I think y00ts look
y00ts
awesome.
Look great.
Great, phenomenal, but there is no way in hell.
It's
the same thing. It's the same thing with like 40% of mutants. Like,
dude, like 90% of mutants. Those things are ugly
probably
as hell.
90. Listen, I was trying to be nice, okay? Mutants and Degods. I just do not get it. Like, that's
aesthetic some people like, though.
I guess. I mean, Degod. Listen, I can understand mutants, but I cannot understand Degods. I would rather just have multiple y00ts at that price, or neither, because it ain't looking too hot over there. Just know, Frank, if you're listening to this, shout out to you for being the marketing genius that you are. Hopefully you have realized.
Said he'll make it right, and we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully you realize that the expectation aspect of it, where you just can't just shout to the world that you're going to do all this, and then when you do it and people are upset about it, you can't just start tweet or posting and deleting. So
you can.
Hopefully, you can, but you probably shouldn't, and that's why the floor is so down right now. Or we're finally figuring out what the actual value of a Degod is.
420 is currently
that's
what it
crazy.
Costs.
Yo, that's nuts. Is it really 4.2 right now?
Yeah, it's really 4.2.
Oh my
cheapest one.
God, that's crazy. Well, hey, listen. Keep pushing, keep staying positive, keep building with those bricks. Myself and Crier will be in Chicago. We'll have a blast with the doodles. Hopefully we have some good stuff, or we might stay on the FUD side, since Crier just loves the FUD now. And hopefully some good things will come. But we'll catch you guys next
some
week.
Nun and some Sybil folks.
Listen,
opportunities.
Dude, we're not giving you financial advice, and Crier is a maxi, and he will dump. Excuse me, no, he won't. But just be careful. Be careful with the shit coins. And I remember, I am the anti.
No, you don't have to do anything. You just try them. They're free bots. They don't cost anything.
Oh, you're not talking about the coin. You're talking about like the actual.
Yeah, just download a Sybil wallet. It's free. It's you just make an airdrop wallet, so you get airdrops for free. Like the best idea ever. Do you want to grind all day, or do you want to get 5 free airdrops?
He has a point, folks. Just listen. I hate money. Crier doesn't. Come back for another episode of NerdFT Radio, and maybe you'll get generational wealth. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.